Words and Pictures Plus. And there we are. Hi. Hello! Today's program is all about creatures. Ooh, and I have a rather interesting book over here about one particular creature. Let's find out what it is. Now, on the cover here, we can see lots of interesting creatures. There's a butterfly, a terrapin, and two lovely little ducklings. And right in the middle of the picture, there's an eye. And there are some more clues in the words up here. I am green and croaky, smooth and slimy. Ooh. I live in ponds and lakes. Who am I? Ooh. Let's have a look inside the book for some more clues. My skin is wet. My legs are strong. They help me hop and swim along. To catch a meal, I leap up high and wrap my tongue around a fly. Ooh. Who am I? Well, I think you probably guessed by now, but let's have a look a little further on to find the answer. I am a frog. And there's a great big picture here of a nice green frog. Now, the frog looks quite friendly, but some creatures aren't friendly at all. We are on the trail of some rather frightening creatures. Oh, I guess we've got to cross the bridge first. Here we go. And now, creep through the greenery.
Look, oh, there they are.
Wow! Crocodiles!
Look at their teeth. They look like they're smiling.
I wonder how many teeth they've got, Andy.
60.
60? Did you know that in a crocodile's life, they can have up to 3,000 teeth? That's because they lose a lot of them when they're chewing their food.
Paul, do you think this water is dirty?
Yes, Mercedes, I do. I think it's very dirty.
If you were a crocodile, you wouldn't.
Really? Why is that?
It helps them to hide.
If you should meet a crocodile, don't take a stick and poke him. Ignore the welcome in his smile. Be careful not to stroke him. For as he sleeps upon the Nile, he thinner gets and thinner. But whene'er you meet a crocodile, he's ready for his dinner! Ah, those crocodiles had really sharp, big teeth. And I'm glad they didn't gobble me up for their dinner. Oh. In today's story, there are some rather unusual creatures. Now, this creature here is a yak. It's a bit like a cow. And this creature is an armadillo. Very interesting, like all snug inside its shell. Now, I wonder if we can find out what the story is about by having a look at the very first page. Oh. Well, I don't know about you, but this doesn't look very much like a creature to me. Let's find out what it's really about. The story is called The Grumpalump.
The bear stared at the Grumpalump. The lump grumped. The bear stared, and the cat sat on the Grumpalump. The lump grumped. The bear stared, the cat sat, and the mole rolled on the Grumpalump. The lump grumped. The bear stared, the cat sat, the mole rolled, and the dove shoved the Grumpalump. The lump still grumped. The bear stared, the cat sat, the mole rolled, the dove shoved, and the bull pulled the Grumpalump. The lump still grumped. The bear stared, the cat sat, the mole rolled, the dove shoved, the bull pulled, and the yak whacked the Grumpalump. The lump still grumped. The bear stared, the cat sat, the mole rolled, the dove shoved, the bull pulled, the yak whacked, and the armadillo used it for a pillow. But the lump still grumped. Then the new blew. The lump grew plump and got humps and bumps, bits and bobs and interesting knobs and wings and things attached with strings. And still the new blew. Then, to everyone's surprise, the Grumpalump began to rise. The new drew breath and clambered in. The Grumpalump began to grin. "I'm off on a trip in my hot airship," said the new, and flew. Absolutely true. And how the bear stared.
Ta-da! Great. Now listen carefully to the sounds at the beginning of each of these words as I say them. Crocodile. Dromedary. Grumpalump. Tree frog. Now, the sounds at the beginning of each of these words are blended together quickly when you say them. The second sound is R, and that's the letter R. Now, listen to what happens when I put the letter D and the letter R together. D-R, 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 D-R. And those two sounds are at the beginning of dromedary. Now, I don't know whether Jim can ride a dromedary, but he can certainly perform some tremendous tricks.
Hello, Jim. Jim is fit. He works out. Jim is training on his trampoline. He can jump as high as a tree. And he tries out tricks. Careful, Jim. Don't drop the tray. Jim has a cheeky grin. He can stretch the word grin.
Grin. Grin. Grin. Grin.
Jim can break the word grin into 4 sounds.
G-r-i-n. 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 Grin.
Which word was Jim saying? Grin. The first 2 sounds of grin are
G-r. G-r. Gr. Gr. Gr.
the 2 sounds at the beginning of grin are the same as those at the beginning of...
Grump, green, grey.
Jim's computer has 3 pictures. Only one of them starts with... Listen.
Garden, grass, glass.
Which word starts with... Listen again.
Garden, grass, glass.
Grass. Grass begins with... Thanks, Jim. Now Jim has 3 more things. This time, one of them begins with... Listen.
Cow, clown, crown.
Listen again.
Cow, clown, crown.
Crown. Crown begins with... Thanks, Jim. Now Jim has 3 more things. This time, one of them begins with... Listen.
Fog, frog, fox.
Listen again.
Fog, frog, fox.
Frog. Frog begins with... Watch how Magic Pencil writes those 2 letters. Try to blend the sounds as Magic Pencil writes.
If you should meet a crocodile, don't take a stick and poke him. Just creep on past. Go very fast. You don't want to provoke him. If you should meet a tiny frog, as friendly as can be, just listen and you'll hear her croak as she jumps from tree to tree. If you should meet a crawling crab who lives beside the sea, beware the grip its pincers have. It might not set you free. Might not set you free. Might not set you free. After the programme, you could try writing a list of creatures, and some of them might even be prehistoric. See you next time. Bye.